leaving my 9 to 5 for a creative career path. Leaving my 9 to 5 for a creative career. Why am I saying that wrong? Career path. Leaving my 9 to 5 for a creative career path. All right. So this will be interesting because I know there's a lot of people out there working in 9 to 5, but you are super creative as much as I am, and probably even more. So I want to give you guys like a basis of I want to give you guys a flat line of where I started and how you guys can actually implement your 9 to 5 of your work life, becoming a creative life for yourself. And this may work for you, may not, but within doing this, there's gems you guys can pick up from this. And as an entrepreneur, I love talking about entrepreneurship and how you can grow as a person. So I want to make this more personable for you guys, but at the same time, having these key gems and motivations to keep you guys going towards the next step, because I need it myself, and I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I go through those ups and downs as much as any other creative or entrepreneur. So I'm going to give you guys that basis of how I transitioned from my 9 to 5, doing something I didn't want to do, towards doing things I want to do in life and creating things that I want to see in this world. So here it is. So about before the pandemic, I was working a lot of retail. I was doing a lot of sales, and I was in a gym environment selling gym memberships. I often sold a lot of gym memberships. I was the highest seller in my district and actually won a contest across Canada as the highest seller. I enjoyed it a lot. I just felt like it wasn't like as rewarding as I felt I was at that time. And had some talks with my managers, and unfortunately it didn't work out and it didn't pan out as me being there long term. So that being said, I always had other things in my back pocket in terms of opportunities, or always seeking something else in terms of if something didn't work out in this regard or this industry. So before me working in fitness, I was actually gonna get a job at Suit Supply. Suit Supply is downtown located. They have one in North York as well, but Suit Supply is based in Dallas, and what they have is like a formal wear, where it's like you can have a custom suits where you can talk about different textures and quality, and you can go from like a 16 ounce to like a thin, maybe like a 8 ounce coat of a suit. So based on the seasons and based on what you want in terms of fabrics or textures or designs, you can have all that custom for you as not off the rack, but made to measure. And that was a place I was actually looking forward to working, and that was actually near the start of me kind of creating the YouTube channel or taking it more seriously. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Pandemic hit, didn't get the role, because obviously life took a hit for all of us. So during that time, I realized, okay, that didn't work out, this didn't work out, and I had interest in technology. And for me, product design, it was something that I always had an interest in, because I felt like it always goes beyond the product in terms of what's outside the product and how does it affect someone emotionally, mentally, and physically. So I always had ideas and interest in like industrial design and product design. So me naturally having those interests in architecture and stuff, I kind of realized for myself, I love this world of creating physical, tangible items from my mental mind, and being able to transmute that into physical products someone can have in their living room or in their car or in their office space. So for me, I kind of realized there was this journey of someone who can do something in terms of fashion and design and products, but I didn't know what it was exactly. So on a journey of discovering what that is, I'm just gonna turn the light up on my thing here because I feel like it's a bit darker. But anyways, on that journey of self-discovery and finding out exactly what I want to do and what it means to do what I'm doing, I kind of had to find people that were actually in that field. So for example, there are a few people in my field that I feel like are best models that I can mold myself from. So for example, Nigo created Bape, Kenzo, many others like brands like Billionaire Boys Club with Pharrell, and a few different other companies. So he is someone that I kind of see myself as someone who's super creative, lives as a big kid vibe, big kid energy, which I'll be talking about later, which is super insightful for someone who is an extreme creative like myself. You got to have this childlike mentality, and I'll be talking about that. Pharrell is another one who thinks big and thinks in colors and stuff like that. So Hiroshi Fujirari, he's someone from Japan that I look up to. And so in terms of that is something that I want to like master and get involved in. And the thing is, I didn't know, even Virgil Abloh, for example, as well, rest in peace. And those are people that I see myself as, but I didn't know how to get there. So that being said, I have this idea, I have this North Star of where I want to go, but I have no clue on how to tell someone exactly what that is and how I'm going to do it. So what I kind of discovered through that time was finding out these styles of people, or these type of people, these super creative people, what they did was start off with doing one thing. So for example, for me, I love fashion, I love style. So I said, okay, let me just use my YouTube channel as that caveat for my bigger ambitions in life. So let's just teach guys how to style. Let's just show guys what's the hottest products in the market in terms of what I like and not what's trending. So you start building up this audience, you start building up, you start curating something that you specifically want and you haven't seen in the market, and you start filling that void. And that's what I started doing with this company, with Arccway, and my other ventures as well. So that's something what you guys can take away. If you guys don't know if you guys don't know where to start or where to go, create with filling a void in your industry, and just know that you'll get to where you need to be. But it comes in steps. There's no manual on how to do it from A to B, but it's kind of like this natural flow of discovery. So as I go about what I want to become and what I want to do, it's naturally piecing together. And if you just stay on track with your interests and building a platform, because platforms provide leverage in general in terms of business and anything else in life, you got to create something for yourself before you can actually like collaborate with other people. So build a platform for yourself, build up your identity within your own brand, and then you can start leveraging it with collaborations, opportunities. And at the same time, you build and garnish an audience that loves your brand for what you do. So that's maybe my 2 cents on how I left my 9-to-5 to my creative career path as a stylist, a creative director, and a hairstylist as well. But that being said, behind all that, it's grueling hours. Like, I was working like Uber. I was delivering food. I was listening to podcasts as I was delivering food. And then after that was I worked on YouTube. So when I came home, of all that time being at home, I was delivering food, and then I was working on YouTube. So think about your time in the sense of 24 hours and how much you can execute day by day. It's not about what you're going to achieve in that big, like grandioso of like your macro goal, but in the micro goals, you got to make sure you can accomplish something day by day towards your ultimate goal. So don't stress yourself out about it. But what I typically do as of right now is I have an 8-hour window of what is my most important things I got to complete during this day, and that's what I use to execute most of my most important goals. because we all have this certain amount of like bandwidth to be used of energy during the day. So I prioritize my things in the first phase, and throughout the day I kind of wind down in my phase 2, and that's an opportunity of maybe learning a second language, answering emails, things that just don't take up a lot of mental energy and capacity to do. Like even for me, editing videos, because I've done it so much, I got to this level of where I can just flow with it. And then phase 3 was typically being winding down, not listening to intensive podcasts, maybe listening to some jazz, dim the lights in phase 3, and going to bed on time so I can have a good 7 to 8 hour of sleep, so I can wake up, feel recharged, and I could do my tasks for tomorrow. But in terms of scheduling and personal life, if you guys are interested in that, just put in the comment section down below. I'd love to talk to you guys about scheduling and building habits, and how I use neuroscience to help me improve my own life. So if that's something you guys are interested in too, you guys can just let me know. But essentially, if you guys want to navigate from that 9 to 5 to your career life, just know the power is in your hands, and that you guys can do it. And I truly believe in you guys, because I realize it's doable for myself, so you can replicate it as well. So that's something that I want to encourage you guys to do.